Have you ever realized in life that the more that you try to do something, the harder it is to do that thing? And you have to realize that there are forces that are working against you, whether you know it or not. Have you ever realized that? How about this? We'll do a quick exercise. If I tell you to stop thinking of a pink elephant, you can't help yourself but to nonstop think about a pink elephant. And that's the same exact thing with where you are now in your current life. And the things that you constantly face on a regular basis is the side effect and the byproduct of this concept of this paradox of effort working against you in the opposite direction. And that is why momentum is so important and why momentum is such a key role in the difference of, let's say somebody like LeBron James being able to become one of the best basketball players in the world, or Michael Jordan, versus, the average person that is not able to really do much with their life and doesn't get very far and ultimately doesn't get the things that they want in their life. And that is because we focus too much on what we don't want as much as we focus on what we do want. And I think a lot of us know what we don't want. We don't want mediocrity. We don't want to have no money to be able to go do the things that we want. We don't want to work a job that we hate. We don't want to be in a relationship with a woman that we are not passionate about. The list goes on. And you see, the harder it is, the more you want something, the harder it is to get that thing. It's just, you imprint it onto your mind so much that it is all that you focus on. And instead of focusing on all of the little things, all the nuanced details around said thing. I remember reading the book Green Light by Matthew McConaughey, and he talks about this inside of his book as one of the main concepts to his success in Hollywood. And he had a great mentor that helped him kind of guide through this, which was he originally wanted to become an actor in Hollywood, and he went there and tried out all these different roles, and he just couldn't get anything. And what his mentor told him is, if you want to become an actor really badly, no one's going to want to hire you. And instead, what you need to do is you need to detach yourself entirely, remove yourself. You need to leave and then come back and then try to get a role in one of these major movies. And so what did Matthew McConaughey do? He went actually to Europe and did like a motorcycle tour of Europe. I think he did it for 3 months or 6 months. It was a good period of time to where he just disappeared, gave up on becoming an actor entirely, and went and did nothing other than enjoyed his life, riding Harleys, riding off into the sunset every single evening, and living his best life. And then it was only then, after he detached himself entirely from wanting to become an actor in Hollywood, that then he came back and he was able to land the role of a really big movie. And I will get it for you. The movie of that role, or the first movie that he got, was Dazed and Confused. And this was a movie that he got brought in 1993. And this was his first movie that led on to him doing a lot of these rom-coms and becoming the rom-com man that he became. And it wasn't until he entirely detached himself from the wanting and the desire of becoming this famous Hollywood actor that he was able to actually go and live this life. And that is the same exact kind of position that you are in right now. Most of you watching these videos or watching my videos are, you want to get rich, you want to live that dream life, you want to go do these things. But in reality, the more that you want those things, the more you are pushing those things away. It's like a cat. If you want to pet the cat really badly, the cat wants to be nowhere near you. But if you want nothing to do with the cats, maybe you're allergic to cats like I am, and you just like hate hanging out with cats, they're all over you. And that's the same exact thing when it comes to money. That's the same thing that comes with women. That's the same exact thing that kind of happens with happiness and just living a great life. Is the more that you try to do these things, the harder it is to have. It's like the more you focus on the result. And so instead, you have to kind of just devalue money. You have to just let yourself go with money, which is hard because we grow up in a system and in a world where if you don't have money, you can't pay rent. If you don't have money, you can't eat food. If you don't have money, you really can't do anything with your life. And so it's a very difficult endeavor. I'm not going to say it's like very easy to just forget what money is, but you have to find a way of doing it. And some ways of doing it is to decrease your expenses to a place where it's just, it's effortless for you to make money. Maybe you have some roommates. Maybe you have, you're able to detach yourself from the machine itself and become a free spirit. And that's why, there's kind of like this whole hippie movement right now of all these people of, manifestation and law of attraction and like all that stuff you see online these days, which a lot of it, a lot of it is kind of BS, but then a lot of it's really accurate and portrays a really good kind of message as to how to get what you want and how to deserve what you want in your life. And I will just say this right now. You aren't in a place to deserving what you want, and your focus on you not being where you want to be is constantly pushing you away from it. Like I said with the pink elephant at the beginning of this video, that pink elephant for you is money, and it is this dream life that you ultimately want. And the more that you think about that dream life, the more you focus on it, the more that you, I don't know, manifest and journal about it and write all these like these weird things inside of a book, the more that you push it away. And so what you need to do is you need to instead change your and set your sights onto activity. What are the activities that will inevitably get you to a place where you should become exactly who you want to be? And it is impossible, or it would be inevitable for you to not be exactly where you want to be. And that's what I do. Like the same exact thing that I'm doing for this YouTube channel. I know that I want a big YouTube channel. I know I want to make a ton of money and help change a lot of people's lives. And the best way of doing that is by uploading videos and doing this very consistently for a long period of time. And as long as I do that, it is inevitable all these side effects will happen. It's inevitable I'll be able to monetize this audience in a huge, impactful way. It's inevitable I'll be able to change a lot of lives. It's inevitable I will be exactly where I want to be. And that is because I'm doing the daily work and the daily habits and the daily activities that gets me into the place of that inevitably happening. So instead of me focusing on, maybe it may not apply that to me today, but in the past, why don't I have the money? Why don't I have this life? Why don't I get to travel? Why don't I get to drive nice cars? Why don't I have really cool, rich friends? It was like, the thing with that stuff is not that I needed that stuff, but it was that I wanted that stuff, and I hated knowing that other people could have that stuff and I couldn't have it. I couldn't figure out how to get more numbers on the screen in my bank account versus other people could. And it was that anger, that frustration, that deep desire that I truly had to have those things, just purely just for the sake of just being like, I can have it, and knowing that I can have it, not necessarily knowing that it was going to change my life in any way, shape, or form, but instead knowing the person that I was becoming through getting those things. And that is the same exact thing that you were plagued with now today is, you don't need those things, but you want those things because you know the person that you're going to become inevitably through getting those things. And so you have to drop it entirely. You have to detach your value of those things. So some things that I would do, anytime a nice car would drive by, I just wouldn't even give it the time of day or the attention that most people give. Like a Ferrari drives by or something nice, I just wouldn't look at it because I just didn't want to look at that thing and be like, oh, I can't afford that thing. And just constantly reminding myself of that kind of like that current state that I was in the past. And so what I would do instead is I would just, nice car goes by, I just wouldn't think anything of it. Same with a beautiful woman, like a beautiful girl who walks by, I don't think anything of it. I'd look once, okay, cool, move on with my day. And I just wouldn't give these things a pedestal. I wouldn't give these things a platform to imprint on my mind that I was unable to have these things. And instead, I just made them a daily, everyday occurrence. Sometimes it was difficult. Sometimes it was, it was like a really nice car that would drive by. You can feel it, but I would just have to tell myself, this is normal. It's not that big of a deal. It's not that special. And making those things average, making those things normal, normalizing those things, then led me to the place where I didn't have them on a pedestal anymore, and making money, living that dream life, driving supercars, wearing nice watches was a normal thing. It was very normal. It meant nothing really to me. I have to honestly constantly tell myself that stuff is cool, because otherwise I just really don't give a shit. Like I have to tell myself that like my 16-year-old version thought this stuff was cool. So then I value it significantly more. But in reality, these things don't mean anything to me. But they do, if that makes sense. Like it's the transference of knowing who I used to be when I, beautiful views like this or whatever, knowing that I couldn't have any of those things in the past, that allows me to value it. But in reality, like who I am currently today, it's a normal everyday occurrence. And so that's why I really have to kind of like count my blessings and be grateful for what I'm trying to do, or be grateful for my current life on a regular basis. Otherwise I just take it for granted too much, and I completely kind of miss the mark entirely. And so that is where you are right now, is the sense of, if you want things more, if you keep wanting things more and you're aggressively chasing after it, if anything, you're pushing it away, just like your average house cat. And so view money, view the life that you want, the lifestyle that you want, as a cat. If you don't give a shit about it, you're whatever about it, you'll be surrounded by it. If you care too much about it, Like it's like you want to pet the cat, but you don't let the cat know that you want to pet it. It's kind of like the vibe that you want to have, and that's the outlook you need to have on life, which is you like you can do a lot of great things with the money, but deep down inside at the same time that it's not going to change anything. You don't need it, but when it's there, you'll have utility for it. But at the end of the day, it's normal. It doesn't really mean anything for you. Millions of dollars don't mean anything to you. Ferraris, Lamborghinis, $10 million houses. None of that stuff means anything to you, and you're able to entirely detach yourself from it entirely, and instead focus on the present, focusing on the now, focusing on what's in front of you, focusing on what are the activities that you need to do to provide more to everybody than you ever could, then provide more to everybody than at a scale that nobody else is capable of possibly doing. And inevitably, by doing that, it's inevitable that you will be exactly where you want to be. So that's what I got. I'll see you guys all in the next one. Also, the reason why I make these videos, I like to add this little tidbit at the end, is just I remember being exactly where you were. And my goal is to give you guys just kind of that constant reminder, like that voice inside of your head, because I know like my voice inside of my head was not healthy. It was not good. It was not going to get me to my goals. My goal inside of these videos is to give you guys that voice inside of your head that is my voice being put into your head. So as you constantly keep listening to these videos, as you keep watching them, it is going to download my thoughts into your life, into your brain, and you can start seeing the world through the way and the lens that I see it. After me getting to where I've been able to make millions of dollars a year and being able to live my dream life, I want to give that as a gift to you guys inside of these videos. So with that being said, I appreciate you all. We just hit 2,000 subscribers at the recording of this video. I know we're going to be significantly further, maybe when you're watching this video, but I appreciate you all. I'm excited for the journey. I plan on doing this for a pretty long time. These are fun to make. I enjoy them. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.